It was the biggest season on Broadway, and we're taking you backstage with the best of the best. They dazzled us with their songs,
and sweet romance,
their steps, and their stories. The brightest stars are about to take center stage at Radio City for Broadway's most important night. We're here to get you all caught up before the big show. This is Backstage on Broadway, Tony Award Special. The 69th Annual Tony Awards just hours away. It's all about celebrating the best of Broadway tonight. And to get you ready for the big show, we're going to take you backstage to meet some of the nominees.
An actor is saying his lines, and then out of nowhere, he just starts singing.
One is the over-the-top spoof about the Renaissance, and it's called Something Rotten, a story of two brothers competing with Shakespeare to produce the next big hit. It's nominated for 10 awards, including Best Musical. And we're with 3 of the show's nominees getting ready for the red carpet, so let's see what they're up to. You guys primping for the red carpet?
We were just limbering up, because you never know what's going to happen. It's a big night.
Are you wearing that?
Is this too casual?
Well, maybe.
What about you?
I'm wearing what my husband tells me to wear. That's the right
That's
answer,
the best
isn't it?
answer.
Exactly.
That's the best answer. All right, you guys go get ready. Topping the list of nominees is a story of an American GI who falls in love with a Parisian girl after the end of World War II. It's called An American in Paris, and it swept up 12 nominations, including Best Leading Actress and Actor, played by Leanne and Robert Fairchild.
I've never been to Radio City before, so it's crazy for me that I'm going to get to sit in the audience and perform all on the same night. It's pretty special.
Not that I thought or expected anything, but we worked so hard on the show and I wanted to see what was going to happen for the show. And then to hear Bruce Willis say my name was so exciting, and I started screaming, and my wife woke up and she came and she goes, "Did you get one?" So cute.
Your swagger and your bearing and the just right clothes you're wearing.
Sharing the top spot is Fun Home. The musical follows the real-life journey of a famous cartoonist as she struggles with her sexuality while trying to connect with her father.
Equal parts fun and home is a lot of complicated things for people, and it's also comforting, and it's where you live.
As a gay person and a gay actress, I'm just a person who has never gotten to play a person like myself. So that has been extraordinary.
We really are family. I'm really happy. Like, a majority of us got nominated and got recognized.
You obstruct me, you exasperate me at every turn. All I ask for is a country godly and quietly governed.
Wolf Hall is a play in 2 parts. It's the story of power and persuasion in the hands of King Henry VIII, played by Nathaniel Parker, who's nominated for Best Featured Actor in a Play.
Well, let's talk first of all about being back on, being on the Broadway stage. What has that been like for you?
It is phenomenal. To find a theatre like Winter Gardens is perfect. It's the first place that fits my shoulders in my costume, because my shoulders, they're out here.
Very important.
I'm not actually joking. I think they are like that. It's about a yard wide.
You carry a lot on those shoulders.
I do. And luckily my head stays on them, as opposed to my wife's.
Well, I had a great time with Tamsen earlier. Thank you very much. I just want to introduce you to 2 of my castmates and fellow nominees. LYDIA LEONARD plays Anne Boleyn, and Ben Miles, who plays Cromwell.
We're having an extraordinary, we've just done a show and then we're off to the Tonys, which is just beyond exciting.
So we'll leave you with a look at some of the other Brits that have made it over from London to Broadway this season.
Every Tuesday at approximately 6:30 p.m.
From the old king to the modern-day monarch, Helen Mirren is brilliant as Queen Elizabeth in the audience. She's up for Best Leading Actress in a Play.
It's like the sprinkles on your ice cream, you know. The ice cream is fabulous. The ice cream of being on Broadway is such an amazing experience, the totality of it. You know, sharing the experience with other actors, that's the nub of it. And then we get the little sprinkles of the Tonys, which are fantastic.
From the royal court to the streets of London in Skylight, where a surprise visit from a former lover rekindles a once passionate relationship.
I thought I left because your wife discovered I'd been sleeping with you for over 6 years.
I mean, well, yes, that as well. That played a part.
It stars Carey Mulligan and Bill Nighy, who are both nominated for leading actress and actor in a play.
It's about romance and grief and loss and life, real life, and it's written so authentically. It's a different experience to the last time I was in New York doing a play. I was in a 400-seater theatre in the East Village, around the corner from here actually. So this was big, but it was great.
There aren't many plays I want to do, and when the suggestion was that we should revive this one, it seemed like the perfect situation. The play it's everything I love. It's smart as a whip, and it's funny, and it gives you hope.
Starstruck lovers make way for romance under the stars in Constellations, where a simple beekeeper and cosmic academic turn into so much more. Ruth Wilson is up for lead actress.
Multi-universes, and the idea that if you make one choice in one universe, it might not work out. It's a major challenge because we have 60 scenes, we have no props, we have no staging.
Hollywood star power hit the stage in full force this season, from Bradley Cooper to Emma Stone and Elizabeth Moss. But only the best of the best have a chance to take home the Tony. Here's a look at the nominees. Bradley Cooper plays a man who is severely disfigured and became a star in a traveling freak show. But the tables turn when he meets a renowned doctor. It's a role this Hollywood star always wanted to play.
When I was in grad school, I didn't even know there was a play, and then they said, "What do you want to do for your thesis?" And I said, "What is it?" And then they said, "There's a play by Bernard Palmer." And I said, "Oh my God!" And then I got to know the man, and I got to do a tremendous amount of research and really fall in love with this guy.
You said that your father actually saw you do the thesis, correct?
Yeah, he did, and that was the first time he sort of said, I think you can make a living doing this, because, post-Georgetown tuition, what the hell's my son thinking?
The entire cast of Elephant Man is nominated for a Tony.
I woke up at 5 on my own with no alarm, which was a half hour before the announcement was supposed to come out, and I'm just lying in this dark hotel room, just my heart pounding, and I had to sit and wait a half hour. And then the phone started ringing.
So I said, okay, if it's in the morning, someone will wake me, which is a beautiful way. And I heard Richard Greenberg, the great Richard Greenberg, into my answering machine. Mazel tov, mazel tov. I was like, ah.
It's just that I feel stranded.
Mad Men's Elizabeth Moss moved from Madison Avenue to Broadway in the revival of the Heidi Chronicles, nominated for her role as Heidi Holland. It shares her journey from a girl to an adult, always questioning the world she lives in.
And I think that the main question she's asking in the play is, what does it mean to have it all? Where are we going as women? We sort of fought for our rights and fought to be equal. And now what do we do?
From British royalty to the songs of shipbuilders, from a murderous ex to the Paris Ballet, we caught up with some of the artists who make the magic behind the scenes.
What have you got? What have we got? Now what have you got? What have we got? You got now.
We can't talk magic without talking about Sting, the 16-time Grammy-nominated artist behind The Last Ship. The musical about a seafaring community being torn apart is nominated for Best Original Score.
I feel I've been writing that score all my life. It was about my hometown. It's a shipbuilding town in the north of England. The songs came very quickly, the music came very quickly, rooted in the folk music of the area. And it was very personal. It was a very personal journey for me.
It was a big year for another composer. John Kander from the famed Kander and Ebb duo celebrated his 88th birthday. But his work this season on The Visit marks his 15th Tony nomination, and he couldn't be more excited.
Lucky in many, many ways, but not the least is doing what I do. You get to just go ahead and do it until you stop.
And all of these things, are hand beaded and made.
Topping the list for the most individual nominations is Bob Crowley. He's considered the best in his field. As a costume and stage designer, he's nominated 4 times this year for his work on 3 different shows.
My jaw dropped. I couldn't believe it. I was in London in a restaurant, and suddenly my phone started, smoke started pouring out of it. And I just couldn't believe I could, I knew I'd done a body of work here this year, but to have it acknowledged like that is something incredible.
New York, New York, New York, New York. It's a hell of a time. town.
An all-American musical revival with a New York choreographer to match, Josh Bergaz has these sailors sashaying perfectly across the stage. Memorable moves that have earned him a nomination.
It's my first time there. It's my first time at the Tonys. It's my first time being nominated. I don't even know what to expect. I'm just gonna, I have a nice suit and I'm just gonna go and have a good time.
Next on Backstage on Broadway, Tony Award special. They're making their Broadway debut and up for a Tony Award. We'll introduce you to the first-timers up against some of the biggest names in lights. Plus, keep watching for a chance to win a pair of tickets to a Broadway show.
Hey, it's Idina Menzel and you're watching Backstage on Broadway. Bonjour, and welcome back to the Backstage on Broadway Tony Awards special. I'm Leanne Cope.
And I'm Robert Fairchild, and we're from An American in Paris. We are so honored to be making our Broadway debuts and to be nominated for a Tony.
But let's meet some other very talented first-timers.
Fresh out of college and already making waves, Alex Sharp shines as a young boy with autism who sets out to find who killed his neighbor's dog. He's nominated for his leading role in the curious incident of the dog in the nighttime.
It was a beautiful surprise and a lot of adrenaline. And then went back and watched it again to make sure I hadn't imagined it, you know what I mean? It's like, no, that's actually my name with those other incredible people. Yeah, it was unbelievable.
I'm an actor slash singer slash dancer slash comedian slash performance artist slash mime. I have a black belt in karate and can operate heavy farm equipment.
It's a play about a play called It's Only a Play, and it stars some major heavy hitters. But it's Micah Stock, the new kid on the block, who stood out as the coat check guy.
So I got a text from Nathan right away that said, enjoy it all, and Matthew sent me a text that said, congratulations, girlfriend. And then when I got to the theater that night, everyone just totally embraced me.
The classical tale of the ruler of Siam. Center stage is well-known film star Ken Watanabe. His debut performance in The King and I has landed him a Tony nod, a role that was quite the challenge.
Filmmaking is allowed to the mistake. On the theater, no mistake.
Just get it right the first time.
Yeah, it's so
or
scary.
You don't,
yeah.
I don't really know the whole history.
Playing the son of the award-winning Bill Nighy could be intimidating, but Matthew Beard held his own in Skylight. His overzealous role landed him a nomination.
Well, Tonys, I suppose, because I'm from England, sort of have this otherworldly glamour about them, which I feel so removed. You hear about the Oliviers and stuff, but the Tonys have this thing which is, happens in New York and on Broadway and all these big words, from movies and stuff. So it has this extra thing about it, and that's now I'm part of that. So that's really strange.
My name is Rita, and I love Jesus.
A foul-mouthed puppet turned a Texas church upside down in the hit play Hand to God. Geneva Carr is nominated for her role as the grieving mother. But just a few years ago, she led a much different life.
Well, before the theater, what was I? I was a banker. I went to college in Paris, and I became an actor because I saw a play at EST.
She's joined on stage by Stephen Boyer, a first-time nominee.
There's really nothing more we can do than just do the best show every night that we can do, and what happens, happens.
But their co-star isn't happy about his snub.
It's bull because I'm playing two roles. I'm playing me and the kid. Can we finally make this a meritocracy? This is just
From first-time Tony nominees to some seasoned Tony winners, I am going to be talking to one of those here, two-time Tony winner and nominee, the legendary Chita Rivera.
Love and love. Hello.
2 Tonys under your belt and nominated for another one for The Visit. How do you feel?
Oh, great. Blessed. Most of all because The Visit, we finally got into New York on Broadway after 14 years. And I'm thrilled to be honored, I feel as though I'm honored just to still be in the business. They're going to have to shoot me in the leg to get me to stop.
They are never going to do that.
Well, if they shoot me in the leg with this show, it doesn't matter because I have an artificial leg anyhow.
The multi-nominated Kelly O'Hara is once again in the running for Best Lead Actress in a Musical for her performance in The King and I. She plays an 1800s British schoolteacher hired by the King of Siam.
What I learned about her is that at a time when it was unheard of, she was absolutely a woman who spoke her mind and believed in really, really great things.
From Siam to Paris, Tony winner Victoria Clark is nominated this year for her role as a doting aunt in the classical romantic comedy Gigi, the story of a little girl who becomes a sophisticated woman, winning the heart of a man no one else could.
I think I'm just working with my favorite group of people I've ever worked with. Very much a story about grace and family and forgiveness and letting go.
My heart ever feel, my pulse quicken he, and I once again.
No stranger to the Tonys, Kristen Chenoweth, who takes a train ride from Chicago to New York in On the 20th Century. A ride long enough to reignite a flame between two lovers.
You know what I love about it? It's not just sugar, it's meat too. There is musical theater at its highest level going on in this show. All I ever wanted to do was live in New York and maybe do a Broadway show. I pinch myself a lot.
And the multi-talented Tommy Tune will receive this year's Lifetime Achievement Award.
What do you say about that, a Lifetime Achievement Award, and you look back at your lifetime, and to you it's they're moments, special moments you lived, but to know you're being honored for that, what do you say?
That's the hard thing. You know, we're given, all the people that receive awards that night are given 90 seconds from the time they say our name until the music starts to play to cut off. And I don't want the music to cut me off. It's like getting the hook in vaudeville. Get off the stage.
You need a rap on your own.
You've stayed on too long.
Coming up on Backstage on Broadway, Tony Award Special. An American Idol alum is part of this year's Tony festivities. We have a sneak peek. And keep watching. You'll get the code word you need to win a pair of Broadway show tickets. Plus, you voted for your favorites. We'll have the results of the Pix 11 Tony poll.
Hi, I'm Jim Parsons. You're watching Backstage on Broadway.
Welcome back to Backstage on Broadway Tony Awards Special. Here's a look at a few more great performers hoping to take home a trophy tonight. A motley crew is gathering for a funeral in the dark comedy Airline Highway. Among them, K. Todd Freeman, who plays a genial motel manager, and his winning ways has him in the running for a Tony Award.
It's like an old, it's American play. It's Americana. At its best, I think. It's a play about a bunch of underdogs. I'm just very happy. I'm very thrilled. I'm not expecting anything. There are a bunch of heavy hitters in my category, you know, people who I've admired for years.
Carried away.
The Bronx is up and the Battery is down. And Tony Yazbek is having a great time on the town. He's nominated for Best Lead Actor in a Musical.
My wife and I walked to the park early in the morning, around 8 o'clock. I didn't want to be indoors. I didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to have my phone on me. I gave it to my wife. And we have a lot to be grateful for this year. So we just wanted to kind of reflect on that. I started buzzing like crazy, and she looked at it and started weeping and yelling. And then I couldn't believe it, so I asked her, "Are you kidding me?" about 8 times. And then I started jumping up and dancing all over the park like a crazy fool. But yeah, that was a really great morning in the park.
The saying goes, you can't take it with you. But Annalee Ashford is doing just that, nominated for a Tony for her performance in a household made up of very eccentric freethinkers.
I got very lucky with the character of Essie because she is like the epitome of kooky, but has no idea. So she is wholeheartedly going after her dreams, even though she looks bizarro. It's like quite overwhelming when you get all of these people in one room. I always think that's kind of, I think, the blessing of these evenings is being reminded how many great artists we have in this great city.
He's also along for the ride on the 20th Century, playing the love interest of a Hollywood diva who's really still crazy about her ex. Andy Carl is also up for a Tony.
I heard the Tony Awards, on the television, watching.
on the couch with the wife. She was sweating and crying. She gets very emotional, and I was just chilled out. That's my whole year this year. I'm just gonna take it easy and enjoy everything, because last year was crazy, and now I know where the party is. I know who the host is. She's my leading lady, Kristen Chenoweth. I'm having a great time.
Now it's time to see who your favorites are from this season. You voted online, and here are the winners. For Best Play, it's Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. An American in Paris is your favorite musical. Getting the most votes for favorite leading actor in a play, Alex Sharp from Curious Incident. While Helen Mirren is your favorite leading actress in a play. Taking the top spot for leading actor in a musical, Robert Fairchild from An American in Paris. And Kristen Chenoweth from On the 20th Century got your votes for leading actress in a musical.
I'm Justin Guarini, and we are here in Times Square just a few hours before the big night of the Tonys. There are already thousands of people here, and there's going to be thousands more watching the Tonys simulcast live. You'll see performances. I'll be hosting. It'll be a great time. I'm relaxed now, but I'm going to get dressed up soon. Don't forget to tune in to the Tonys tonight. Back to you, Tamsen.
Here's the moment you've been waiting for, a chance to win a pair of free Broadway show tickets. 3 lucky winners are going to be selected. You have to be living in the WPIX viewing area and over the age of 18 to be eligible. Well, here's how you do it. Enter the code word Paris, text it to 77944, or head over to our website, pix11.com/rewards, and put in the code word Paris. You can see it on your screen now. The deadline is now till 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to stay with us for exclusive content from the Tony Red Carpet and up-to-date news from the awards. Just head to our live blog on pix11.com/Tonys and our hashtag #PixTonys. We are just hours away from the big show. I still have to get ready. Thank you so much for letting me bring you Backstage on Broadway. I'll see you at Radio City.